Hello, welcome to Mindful Musings. I'm Dee Dee, your host. How are you today? It is Wednesday, December 3rd. Time for the weather report. It's a very overcast day. It's not drizzly, but it's just kind of gray and overcast, which, in kitty cat terms, it's like a tuck the paws up and just kind of relax kind of a day. That's kind of how I feel. Although I have been, I don't want to, put the judgment or, like I have to be productive. But I did actually put up the tree. It's not a huge deal. I mean, it's a little 4.5-foot tree, and I just put a few, ornaments on it, and that's all. But I love it because the kitty cats love it. And immediately when I brought it out and put it up, Pacer in particular, she's the big 20-pound cat, scrunches underneath it and it's like, thanks, Mom. Thanks, I love it. So that is the joy of the season for me. And another thing that dawned on me that as I was, putting it up and just, putting a few ornaments on, was that, wow, this is the earliest I think I've put up a tree in like forever, if ever. And I went, wow, I guess I really have done a lot of healing from the trauma of being in management in retail for decades, because there were years when if I put up a tree, and I guess I always did put up a tree. There's only one year I guess I didn't. But there would be times when I would wait till like a day or two before because I was just so burned out on the whole holiday thing. And, I was at Pier 1 and Hallmark, and what their specialties are Christmas and the ornaments and Hanukkah and all of that. So I had been up to my eyeballs in ornaments. So I don't know why I'm relaying that to you, but I am just for grins, and that I guess to let you know healing really can take place, because I never thought I'd, no, that's not true, but healing is occurring, and to be able to do it with from a place of serenity and calm and joy, and getting a kick out of the kitty cats, So anyway, I would encourage you to listen to your heart and not put any of these shoulds on yourself. Don't should on yourself. Just don't. Especially during the holiday seasons. There's so much going on. And that the external pressures of performing and all of that, as well as just what you may be experiencing internally of the perhaps tenderness that sometimes shows up during the holiday season. There's a vulnerability, a tenderness, an underlying almost, it can be sometimes a sorrow, a yearning, a sense of nostalgia, and especially these days that there is like a collective yearning and nostalgia for the good old days when it appeared to be more peaceful, or all of the corruption and the lying and everything wasn't just so blatant and in our faces. So please be gentle with yourself and just take care of yourself. Don't, like I said earlier, don't should on yourself. Let's grow past that. And don't let anyone else should on you. It's none of their business. Anyway, so that being said, if you haven't watched a video of mine before, this is basically what I do. Is I feel the nudge from my spirit team to go ahead and sit down and plop myself in front of the camera and kind of do a stream of consciousness of asking my spirit team, is there any messages, any inspiration, whatever may come forward for the highest and greatest good of all concerned. And then usually end it with a little oracle card. Pick an oracle card and see what guidance is left to say. Sometimes, boy, I can tell I've been quiet all day because the words are just like getting stuck. As I've said before, words sometimes are so overrated and so challenging. Anyway, I am a sound bowl practitioner, an intuitive and energy alchemist, and just a good old crone that loves life and really enjoys sharing and just being authentically present, and hopefully bringing some levity, some warmth and caring so that you know you're not alone on this journey. Because, it's at least over the last year especially, but for quite a while, it has been one of accelerated growth and one of accelerated exposure of things that perhaps we would label nasty and just ugh. And the good news is that the light is exposing it so that all of that is coming up in order to be seen, so we can heal it and integrate it, deal with it. This is on a personal level, individual level, as well as in the collective level. So just be gentle. And holidays are just, the words are just fraught with worry and anxieties that are going to most likely come up in your face. Be gentle. Remember to breathe. And remember to inhaling through the nose, exhale through the mouth. Only a suggestion. And you can place one hand over your stomach, one hand over your heart to create that coherence of trust, because solar plexus is one of trusting the universe and of independence, and of the heart of forgiveness and compassion and love. Breathing that in so that you can become centered and stabilized. And then, of course, as above, so below, bringing in the cosmic energies, cosmic gold, bringing up the earth energy and allowing them to flow throughout. Remember to check in on yourself daily. Maybe even set a timer. Oh, I don't know, that's kind of alarming, but we forget, and then we get off tilt and I go, oh, why am I being reactive? Why am I not? Oh, I went away. Let me come back into my center, where I can remember who I am, where I can remind myself of what I'm grateful for. Remember gratitude and joy, and love and laughter and creativity, movement. Oh my goodness. Make sure you get out and move. And it does not have to look pretty at all. Just don't harm yourself, don't harm anyone else, but move. Moving is a wonderful way to just disperse any stuck energy. That's why I'm really looking forward to teaching or facilitating chakra dance tomorrow morning. I have a sound bath this evening, which will be quite lovely, and then to move it on out physically doing chakra dance is absolutely extraordinary. It's a wonderful thing. So anyway, let's see, what else? What else might be coming up? There were a couple of things that my attention was on. We'll see if it's relevant to anything we want to speak about. Okay, help me, team. I'm open to guidance for the highest. Remembering, I was listening to a video just a little while ago, and I just was like, yeah, that's very true. Many of us, my generation or so, may still be clinging to this belief of the good old days, and the good old days when the news was actually news, and it was done by journalists who were just reporting what was happening, and there was no bias, there was no ulterior motive going on. And I think for those of us who had trusted the nightly news, we're talking the days of Walter Cronkite, David Brinkley, Chet Huntley. Boy, am I dating myself, but I remember them. Dan Rather, back in those days when it was like, okay, you're just telling me news, you're not telling me what to think and how to feel and all that, you're just presenting it. Those of us who experience that, I think it's been extra challenging to how do I want to say it, is to come to terms with it's just not that way anymore. That news, the media, is entertainment. It is now entertainment. And not to beat ourselves up for however long we believed once it started making that shift, which I remember back in the 70s, when it started shifting to when corporate sponsors realized they could start making money out of making the news more entertaining and more captivating and doom and fear-based. That it's not a conspiracy of fear, it's a conspiracy of greed. When they realized they could make money off of it is when we started not really being presented with neutral facts. And there's a lot of us, it's taken a long time to realize. And then once we do realize that, oh man, I really bought into it, we can judge ourselves. Be gentle. At that time, we had no reason to not trust the information that was coming, because they were telling us news. And it takes a while for us to catch on. It was just infiltrating. It took a long while for that outlet to suddenly become so corrupt and so entertainment-based and so fear-based that we all lost our bearings. So please remember, I don't know why I'm saying, I guess I'm saying this in case any of you are still watching corporate media for your news. Know that it is designed in its nature to be fear-based And that is to hook you and to bring you back in, and to disempower you, and what is it, so that you'll buy what they're selling. And they do have sponsors. Hello, commercials. And it's, well, hi, Sophie. Little Sophie came in, my kitty cat. Hi, Soph. So just be gentle with yourself, because all we have for ourselves right now, they don't want throat chakra, communication, truth, permission to speak truth. As we've said, before, it is ultimately going to be up to us. It is up to us to discern what is true and what is not, based on how it resonates within ourselves. And just be aware, get a kick out of it if you're watching it, and social media too. Even our beloved YouTube and all that, there are hooks, there are AI generated falsities. We need to be very discerning, because we have been very trusting up until this point. And I don't mean don't develop a distrust in terms of, because that's fear, but develop your skill in discernment so that you can trust your chakra, trust what's in your heart and in your higher mind, higher intelligence. And one way of doing that is really quite simple as well. Okay, we know the drill of being grounded and running energy and getting still, deep breaths, all of that, being neutral in the center of your head so you observe from a place of neutrality and compassionate detachment. Another way is also to simply ask. Ask your spirit team, your angels, your guides, whatever word level, whatever that resonates for you, ask. Just say to your beloved spirit team, my beloved spirit higher self, please allow me the clarity to discern what is true. And you've invited in support. And then you may be really, really surprised at how easy it will become. And I would encourage a place of amusement as opposed to a place of, but being amused at, whoa, do they really expect us to believe that? Or, oh my gosh, what I can't believe that. I don't believe that. And if you do check out sources, perhaps, I liked this advice that I had received, is choose that which is written. Because most people who are writing for newspapers are actually trained journalists and have been trained to discern fact from fiction and just present in a neutral place. Most of them, not all of them, but then that's an editorial and an opinion piece. So, but find those outlets that produce the written word as unbiased as possible, if you really feel like you need the information. But mostly I would just encourage us to just trust you're going to get the information when you need it, and to ask for assistance. Am I making any sense? I guess I just kind of felt like it was important to say, because we are so bombarded with fear-based entertainment, and that are truly opinion pieces and not news. And we're only getting a small fraction, and it is tainted and slanted in such a way to instill fear in us and anxiety. And, that serves the powers that be in keeping us helpless and looking for someone else outside of us, for us to buy into that something or someone outside of us is going to help us and save us. The more sovereign, the more trusting we become of remembering our power and our ability to discern, the less anything external is going to have power over us. But just even note, I know one of the news stations, I will occasionally watch the evening news, at the very end, they always do have a feel-good story. And I like that. I like that. And why don't we have more of that? Well, I'll tell you why. Because up until now, the darker energies haven't wanted to give us much to be hopeful for. And if we had hope in humanity and the good things and the positive things, the uplifting things that are promoting humanity and unity and cooperation, well, then they couldn't sell us anything. I don't know. All to come to the place of be discerning. Be discerning of what you ingest, physically and mentally. And I would truly encourage all of us to turn off that media, or at least take it only in little small bites. But the moment you go into fear, push it away and think of something to be grateful for. Bring yourself back into the place of love and peace and harmony, coherence. Because that is how we're going to be able to discern and know what actions, if any, there are to take. Kind of a broken record here. But we're all waking up. And it just flashed on something that I was watching last night. NCIS. I love NCIS. Go figure. But I'm not going to get the exact quote, but is asking God, the all, creator spirit, your guides, whatever word level, for guidance and for the truth. But be prepared that you might not like what is shown to you. Not from a place of fear, but just we have lived so long in an illusion and of believing certain things since we were knee-high to a grasshopper, that as more and more is exposed and more truths come out in the open, it may be challenging. It doesn't have to be, but it may be. And in a good way. It's all about perspective. If we keep our hearts and minds open, then that which is revealed will free us. It'll free us from the shackles of the limiting beliefs that we have held. And without judgment, because we had to hold those beliefs because we didn't know anything else, and it was perfect for where we were in our evolutionary process. We now as a collective are moving beyond that, and we're ready for the next set of truth, the words truth bombs to come in, but the truth to be revealed, because we are ready for it. So hold compassion, hold forgiveness, hold curiosity and grace. There's so much we don't know, and there is so much that we will learn when we are open and ready for it, for the highest and greatest good, for the highest timeline. I'm going to go ahead and see if there's anything that's going to come through the oracle cards for the highest, greatest good. If you enjoy these videos, please remember to like and subscribe and share. Get the algorithm going. I don't know how that stuff works, but sometimes it does, sometimes it doesn't. I don't know. Anyway, let's see if there's something more to say. Gateway. Okay. We've got the Gateway Oracle. Denise Lynn. What was coming in as I was sitting down, because I was kind of going, ooh, did I get a little too mental here? And so the words that were coming in is, when in doubt, follow your heart. When in doubt, come into your heart. This is the place of love and discernment and ability to see clearly. Combine coherence. Remember, coherence, higher wisdom with your heart. And trust. Keep trusting the universe and knowing. It's interesting. The words that just came in, the Christ consciousness is alive and growing. As more and more of us awaken, we are awakened to the Christ consciousness. And Christ consciousness is not a religious thing. It is not Christianity. It is not an organized religion. Christ consciousness is the divine consciousness. It is the all. It is the higher consciousness that many of our ascended masters, Yeshua, Buddha, Krishna, Kuan Yin, they anchored the consciousness, Buddha mind. Again, whatever word level you use, they anchored it into the earth, and we are now awakening it. That, ooh, I'm getting all tingles up here. That's the second coming of Christ, is the awakening of our divine consciousness. Interesting. Anyway, okay, so these three popped out. Don't worry, I won't go in depth about it. I'll still try and keep it kind of short. Cherishing self, I accept and love myself. Just cherish and accept yourself for where you are, right here, right now. Accepting ourselves, flaws and all, accepting when our 3D mind comes in and tries to short circuit us. But it's just acceptance, meaning that compassionately observing ourselves and looking in the mirror and saying to ourselves, I love you, I cherish you. And when we cherish and love ourselves, then out of the overflow, that love will permeate and touch others. But we can't give what we don't have. And it is so important to cherish yourself. Cherish that little one inside. Cherish the one who's having a temper tantrum. Cherish the one who is egoic and feels superior. Cherish all aspects, because every aspect of ourselves is an aspect of divine consciousness expressing itself. We are integrating as we cherish every part of ourselves, as we forgive, as we love. Acceptance, I love that. And this is almost no explanation needed. Trusting your intuition. My life is truly guided. Yeah. Back to that letting go and trusting. If we let go of the need to control the outcome, because we can't control the outcome, we can really make ourselves uneasy and uncomfortable attempting to control it, when we never will control it. So it's trusting that that which is taking place is for the highest and greatest good and is playing out exactly as it is meant to. And that we indeed are truly guided. We have our loving team all around us who will guide us. We want to be calm and centered and open to receiving the messages and the guidance for the highest and greatest good. So just keep trusting that what is playing out is meant to play out, and come to that place of center and calm so you can trust that intuition, that gentle little nudge, that prompting, that little message. Be open and curious and filled with grace and wonder. And then the next one is soaring into joy. Childlike wonder fills my life. Yeah. Wonder. There. Open your eyes, your heart, your mind in wonderment. That's, boy, is that the spirit of the season or what? The wonder of this, of the earth, of the stars, of the magic that is all around us. See things through your precious child self before we allowed the veil to become so thick, when everything was possible, when everything was magic, and we were able to see the sparkles, to see the other dimensions. Allow yourself to soar with that unbridled joy. Tap into that. I was going to say hold on to it. No, don't hold on to it. Just tap into it and ride it. Because the moment we try and hold something, it leaves. Allow yourself to flow and soar with childlike wonder, trusting that we are being guided and that all is as it is meant to be. And using that childlike wonder as discernment. Discerning doesn't have to be a serious thing. Discerning can be very amusing and playful and trusting of the intuition of the combined efforts of your higher mind and your heart, with letting go of the need to control. Just go play. Go outside, play. Go inside and play. Dance. Play the bowls, sing, create. Do what fills your heart with joy and wonder. And remain open to the guidance of your spirit team, your angels, galactic beings, celestial beings, again, whatever terms, word levels you wish to place on that energy. We have a legion of angels with us at all times, guiding us, protecting us. They won't interfere and prevent us from learning anything we are meant to experience, yet they will guide us. And we are always free to ask for their assistance, that it be filled with grace. All right, I think I'm going to end it there. This was different, but good. Anyway, nurture yourself. Please stay hydrated, stay grounded, check in with yourself, tap in for your highest good, keep your energy clear, take moments out for deep breaths and centering. Trust your intuition, and trust that the universe has us. We are divinely guided. And see through the eyes of that beautiful child, the soul of the child. All right. The divine child in me recognizes the divine child in you. Blessings be. Namaste.